Can you actually harm a dragon? Can speaking their name put them in danger? Why do so many people feel afraid of doing something wrong in their connection with dragons? This fear is not random. It has roots in something much older, something karmic. Today I want to talk about that. About this very common fear around the names of dragons, around protection, and around these karmic memories that still influence our relationship with them. Many people tell me that they received a name from the dragon they connected with during meditation, for example, but they don't dare use it, and they feel they should not say it to others. Some people are afraid that this name could be misused or taken by someone with bad intentions. And very often, when they make a request to their dragon, they add something like, "Only if this doesn't put you in danger." I deeply understand where this comes from, and I want to say it clearly. This fear is not irrational. It has a real origin. But what I want to explain today is that this is no longer current. It belongs to another context, actually. Another chapter in the history between humans and dragons. And if it feels so present today still, it is because we are in a time where these memories are coming back to the surface to be seen, understood, and finally released. To give you a little context about me, if you don't know me yet, my name is Virginie Lafont, and I have been practicing quantum hypnosis since 2017. From the very beginning of my practice, the presence of dragons appeared spontaneously in my sessions. My clients did not come to see me for that at first, and I personally did not know anything about dragons outside of mythology, for example. And yet, in my sessions, dragons started to show up more and more frequently. Today I have around 1,000 sessions and testimonies of people connecting with dragons. I do deep research on this topic, and I co-wrote a book. I will put the link in the description, which is called Chronicles of a Dragon Rider. And I share my knowledge and observations. I have been sharing this work in French for almost 10 years now, mainly on my French social media platforms where I have more than 20,000 followers in total. Most of my research and teachings are still in French, and this English channel is a more recent extension of that work. So what I want to speak about today is something I have been observing regularly and factually for almost 10 years. In my book, Chronicles of a Dragon Rider, we already see this very clearly. When a dragon gives a name, it is rarely presented as something sacred in the human sense of the word. The name is not a key of power, and it is not a tool of control. Sometimes the name sounds strange. Sometimes it sounds like a human word. Sometimes it is very simple, almost ordinary. And most importantly, the dragon never puts the emotional weight on it as much as we do. The name is mainly used to identify a presence. It's like if we wanted to say something like, "You, the one I am connected with," this is what the name of the dragon is really meant for, actually. The name of the dragon is not meant to act on the dragon or to constrain them. Later on in my work in the channeling sessions we did with Lucina, this becomes even clearer. The dragons explain that their true name is not even a word. It is not something you can pronounce with your mouth. Their real name is more like a vibrational signature, a frequency, sometimes described as a sound or even a song. And that name is never given to a human. That is completely normal, actually. It's simply because we cannot pronounce it, and it's not necessary. The name they give us is already enough to enter into a relationship. In reality, what matters, is thinking about them and feeling their presence. That is their real signature. So yes, there was a time when revealing a dragon's name could be dangerous. And it is important to acknowledge that, especially when we reconnect with the tragic events that dragons and dragon riders went through, both in galactic history here and elsewhere. There were times when names could be used against dragons. That's a fact, which I saw in many sessions. In certain ancient times, when draconic magic was distorted, and I have a channeling audio actually on my YouTube channel that talks about this specific topic. I'll put the link on the video right now. You can find it if you look above the video. There were forms of enslavement, capture, energetic and even physical constraints imposed on dragons. In that very specific context, a name could serve as an anchor point. It could actually be used as a lever of control. So this memory exists. And some people truly lived lifetimes where their dragon was put in danger, restrained, or suffered because of human actions. Sometimes even because of their own choices in those lives. For example, a dragon rider who was manipulated and revealed the name of their dragon without knowing who they were speaking to. Or dragon riders who were corrupted or tortured and for different reasons ended up giving the name of their dragon, which led to tragic consequences. These are traumatic memories that I have seen come up in sessions. Every person has a different story, but there are similar patterns that appear. So the key point today is that this context is no longer active. If these fears are coming back now, it's not because the danger is still present in the same way. It is because the memory is being released. It comes back to be seen, acknowledged, and dissolved. The memory wakes up, but the framework has changed. So it's not that there is absolutely no danger at all. It's more that this is not the same kind of danger anymore. And most importantly, dragons no longer give their true vibrational name. So in that sense, they are already protected. Sorry for the background noise, my cat is playing around. They do not stop giving their real name because we do not deserve it. As I said earlier, in our current 3D world, we simply cannot truly receive or pronounce their real name. So they give us words that resonate with their original vibration, words that we can connect with. Now, I want to speak very concretely from my real experience in sessions. In hypnosis, I have never seen a dragon present itself as a fragile being, dependent or needing to be protected by a human, even when they appear in difficult situations, and sometimes they may need our help in a specific context. Dragons always present themselves as sovereign, autonomous, fully aware of their free will. They come when they want, they help when it is right for them, and they leave when they need to. No human word can force them to do anything, and this is where many human fears reveal themselves as projection of old memories, more than real intuitions of the present moment. A dragon cannot be put in danger by someone, actually. And a dragon cannot be enslaved by a conscious human, or even an unconscious one, actually. So now I want to speak about this specific sentence that many people say when they ask for the help from dragon, for example, during meditation or for a healing session, when they say, well, they put their intention and then they finish their sentence by only if this doesn't put you in danger. And I say this with a lot of respect and compassion. This sentence speaks more about our own fear, our personal and collective memories, and also about beliefs that circulate today, than about the actual reality of dragons. I know it comes from a good intention, but it is almost like there is an inversion happening. It is not the human's role to protect the dragon. It's not the human's role to evaluate what is dangerous for them. So yes, in some times and in some contexts, dragon riders were to protect their dragons, but at the same time, dragons were also able to protect themselves. Dragons know perfectly well what they are doing and what they can do and what they do not want to do. Adding this condition, so I'm referring to the phrase only if this doesn't put you in danger, adding this condition today often keeps the relationship based on fear rather than on trust. And I want to share a testimony I recently received after a guided meditation I made in French. Someone shared an experience that was very meaningful. During the audio, she felt a difficulty opening up, an inner resistance, as if something was still holding back. She perceived the presence of a dragon who showed her very clearly that the work was not about forcing anything, but simply about opening. She explained to her that, the dragon explained to her that she did not need to be afraid for them, for the dragons, that they were capable of making their own decisions, and that she did not have to make herself smaller in order to protect them. He even showed her that staying in that resistance and fear was lowering her vibrational frequency. Then at some point during the guided meditation she was listening to, which I was selling on my website in French, she managed to relax. She felt an intense light, a deep peace, and the sense that the relationship could finally exist without tension or control. The memory of wanting to protect dragons or being afraid of putting them in danger sometimes comes from a lifetime where we actually did put them in danger, or where we saw them suffer and we could do nothing. So there is guilt there. And there is helplessness. These are wounds that we still carry. And many of the dragons I have encountered have already moved beyond those events. Not all of them, but many. And even when they have not fully moved beyond it, the trust we choose to give them, despite those memories and beliefs, can help them heal. And it helps us heal too. So, to summarize, the name you receive from a dragon when you are, for example, meditating, is not a soul name. It can be a symbolic name, a name from another lifetime, a word that is easy to pronounce, for example, or meaningful for you, or a word that the dragon likes. These are just examples. A dragon's name is a tool for relationship, not a key for power. And in most sessions, when I ask dragons if they have a name, actually they often tell me that it doesn't really matter. That the only thing that matters is just thinking of them. The fear connected to names belongs to another time, another karmic context. It can be acknowledged, but it does not need to be fed anymore. Dragons do remember those traumatic episodes very well, but like us, they evolve. And those experiences have also helped them become more protected and more aware. So the relationship with dragons today is a free, conscious, sovereign relationship, from equal to equal. Trusting dragons also means recognizing their full autonomy and as well as our own. Also, this asks us to heal our memories and our wounds. And it is always the same in the work I do with dragons. This is not just about exploring multidimensional realities or satisfying curiosity. It is about truly working on ourselves, healing our wounds, freeing ourselves, and moving closer to who we really are here as human beings. Because very often these wounds replay themselves in our daily life here on Earth. So for me, this is what dragon spirituality is. It is reconnecting through dragons to our true self, so we can live that truth here in everyday life as much as possible. So do not be afraid anymore and trust the dragons who walk with you. They will always let you know if they need something from you. If what I shared in this audio touches you, if it resonates, if you feel that it activates something deep inside you, then it probably means there is still something to explore, to heal, to realign in your relationship with dragons and in your relationship with yourself. And that is exactly what I do in individual online quantum hypnosis sessions. If this topic resonates with you, if you feel that there is something deeper to explore in your connection with dragons, you can find more information in the description below. Most of my work and research are currently available in French, but I am gradually developing more content in English as well. If you want to follow this journey and learn more about dragons, karmic memories, and conscious spiritual work, I invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can also follow my page on Facebook, where I share reflections, updates, and additional content about my research and lots of information about dragons. And whatever you choose, remember this: you do not need to make yourself smaller. You do not need to stay on the defensive to protect dragons. Let that go. The relationship can be simple, can be fluid and alive. Trust them. They will always show you the way. Thank you very much for listening, and see you soon. Bye.